Hello and welcome back to another Strong Collectors live stream. Today, we've got a special guest, Linds from Linds Soapbox. If you're not following her, I have her YouTube in the description. You can go give her a subscribe. She's also on TikTok and Instagram and all those places. Actually, I can pull up your...
Oh my gosh,
It's
that's
a beautiful
me.
thumbnail. So there's all the places she is. TikTok, YouTube. She's got over 24,000 followers on TikTok. That's maybe even an old number. Maybe you probably got to be close to 1 million now, right? All right. So we'll do a little get to know Linds. So if anybody has questions for Linds about her journey as a collector, comic reader, anything like that, feel free to leave those in the comments and we'll get to those, or as many as we can. But we'll start generally here, Linds. We also have an episode coming out next week with Linds, so we'll also dive more into things there. But briefly, give the people a little overview of maybe your journey in picking up your first Marvel Legend and how did it snowball into the collection that it is now.
Okay, so I started my first Marvel Legend was the 80th anniversary Iron Man. My mom bought that for me and my little brother at a Disney store, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was so cool, and I just kept buying more.
Nice. Now, like, so you and your brother both collect, like, does he have a collection? Is it as substantial as yours, or is he kind of a lighter collector? He lives vicariously through you. How does that work?
Okay, so my little brother is still not employed. Okay, he's
Okay.
not old enough to be employed. So obviously, it's a lot easier when you have your own money to like be able to grow your collection. And I always try to like buy him as many figures as I can so he can, grow as well.
Uh-huh.
Because I understand, obviously, he's a kid. Like he can't, he doesn't have a job. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
I help him out sometimes.
Nice. Does he have favorites, or do your favorites overlap?
I don't. Okay, I feel like Maximum Spidey would be his favorite because he loves Spidey.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever like discussed that, but yeah, definitely Spidey. My favorites. I love the big figures. So we have
Mm-hmm.
MODOK, Thanos, She-Hulk. We'll throw in Silver Surfer because I love Silver Surfer. Who else? I don't know, but all of them. I love them all. Oh, and Thing.
Yeah.
That's one actually.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. And so we're going to talk more about like current events and things like that, like upcoming MCU things, even the leaks. I don't know if you have you watched the leaks or like seen the leaks of Legends to Come?
I don't use. I like the surprises, so
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
Well, we don't have to talk about that then.
I think we could. I really
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
I think I
Okay.
have seen. I think I have seen because people were talking about like the Fantastic Four ones. And I was like, all right, let's see what this is all about. And I went. And I think I did see, but I was like, I don't know if this is what everyone's talking about, like the one that everyone's talking about or not. So I'm not sure if I
Okay.
looked at everything, but
Okay.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Okay. So we'll get into what we've got here planned. So, first off, like you mentioned, Fantastic Four.
Yes.
I know you're a big Fantastic Four fan. How did you feel about the figures that we've got coming for the movie?
I love them. I'm excited. The one I'm most excited for is Silver Surfer because that's my favorite. But yeah, I don't usually collect MCU ones, but because the Fantastic Four are very special to me and I'm really excited for this movie, I want them. I want them. I love how they gave Johnny like two different ones.
Yeah, that is cool. I think kind of the black stripe kind of look on his like torso. I think that looks very like retro to me. Like I think the retro Human Torch kind of has those same lines. It kind of looks like those older school comics. So yeah, I thought that was very cool. And yeah, I thought Silver Surfer looked pretty cool too. I think the board effect looked really good with it kind of looked like the moving silver, which I think kind of looked like the last Silver Surfer that we had in the movie way back when. So I thought that was kind of a cool touch of, like giving it life instead of just a solid piece of plastic.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's just a silver figure. Like I say, I'm excited, but it is just a silver figure, But yeah, I love that they added that effect.
Also recently announced was the Gamerverse, Marvel Legends and everything. So you're more kind of like us, where you maybe dabble a little in MCU, but you're more of a comic collector. Does this gamer stuff fit within the comic realm to you, or is this Gamerverse and you're not as interested?
I think it depends. Like, I'm not going to order any of them, but there are a few that I like the Wolverine. Like, I would have loved to have that one, but because it is a 2-pack, I'm like, yeah, I don't, not necessary. Also, the Psylocke, I wanted the Psylocke, but because it's with Thanos, I'm like, do I really need it? No, I think I'm good. Hopefully they put out another one of her. I think the Venom is really cool, how it's blue, but also it's like I already have a Venom. I don't feel the need to like have duplicates, right? Unless I'm like really obsessed with it. Even the cap, I really like how the cap is like a darker shade of blue. And the cap I have, the only cap that I have, or the only Steve Rogers cap that I have is the Secret Wars one, and his shield is broken. So I would have loved to have that one so I could have like a complete shield. But again, I think it's unnecessary. And Juggernaut, like I have one too, and I love how that one's bigger. But again, it's like, do I need to? I'm good. Like I don't need to be spending that much money.
That is some control as a collector. That is admirable, and I don't have that control. I don't remember. I lost count of how many Venoms I have, but it seems like Hasbro just does such good Venoms that I just need one more. And I do love my 20th Captain America. But this one looks cool, and I want that Venom, so hey, I'll get that 2-pack. I am with you though on Wolverine. I do want Wolverine, but I have like no interest really in Silver Samurai. I don't know if I've ever read him in a comic. I think he was in one episode of X-Men the Animated Series, so I'm just kind of like, it's not really a character I would display too much. But Wolverine would be cool, so I don't know. Maybe if I got him loose or something in the groups. Same. I like my Thanos, the deluxe version, just kind of the more comic look.
Yeah.
I think this does look very game, like it looks straight off the screen, but Omega Red and War Machine, I've already got. Do you have War Machine, like the deluxe War Machine?
I don't have any War Machines.
Ooh, I love that deluxe War Machine. That's a good figure. Like that's probably a top 10 too. So that's kind of why, like, since I love that old War Machine, I really don't have much interest in this one. Juggernaut though, I'm a sucker for a big figure. I probably need that Juggernaut. Jordan did order the Shumagorath, or the Gargantos, or Giganto, whatever his new name is. And I think that'll be cool. Like his display is kind of several shelves, so I told him he could have like, it'd be like how they do like comics where it's like connecting covers. He can have like, he's mostly in this cover, but his tentacles are spilling over into the other shelves. I think that'll be cool.
The Gargantos is cool, but it's like I don't have space for him.
Yeah,
I love how you move the eyelid. It was
right. Cool. Yeah, and I think that's a cool detail that I don't think they really needed to put in. I think they could have probably just made it a static eye and it would have been fine. Even the eyelid, like moving the eyelids up and down and moving the eye within it, I feel like that's all just like icing on the cake that wasn't necessary. People still would have been excited and got it, but the fact that they did it is like above and beyond.
Yeah, I agree.
Next, I'm very excited about Ironheart. I don't know. I know that the rumblings online are very like, not my Iron Man, and we didn't ask for this. And I feel like I'm assuming you're maybe a little excited about this. So I'm how do you feel about the Ironheart show coming out next week?
Well, I watch everything that Marvel puts out. I will watch it. The shows, I've watched every show, every movie. So like, I'm going to watch this. The day it drops, I'm going to be watching it. So yes, nice. I am excited. Yeah.
Good. Because I've the rumblings online and chat, you can chime in if you want to, but the rumblings online have just been souring me on the viewers, because I feel like we are in like a period where everybody's like, oh, the MCU's trash. The MCU's back. The MCU's dead. The MCU's amazing. And they're just so flip-floppy. And to me, I'm like, Jordan and I we do a whole episode on this next week too. So you can tune in to hear my rantings for even longer if you want to. But to me, like, people love Moon Knight. Moon Knight was a great show. But I feel like if you're giving Ironheart like all this like sour, like, oh, we didn't ask for this, like, I guarantee you didn't ask for Moon Knight either. Like, nobody knew who Moon Knight was until he was in the MCU. Or, like hardcore collectors, sure, you probably knew who it was, but like the average person didn't. Same with Ironheart. Most people don't know who she is. Give her a shot. She's a cool character. I've got this like Ironheart #1. I like it so much. I got it CGC 9.8. I got a graded comic book of it. I got the like Gold Spine kids book. I got that for my niece. I want her to love Ironheart. This is like one of my most wanted figures is like Ironheart in the pink costume. Now that she's got a TV show, maybe we'll get it. So how do you, maybe this is like a really big broad question, but how do you feel about the MCU in general? Like what is their current state?
What is the current? It's like normal. It's like there's some things I enjoy more, there's some things I not as much. It's like, but the conversations online, they're so exhausting, guys. No.
Yeah, I think part of the problem was like they did so well at the beginning, and like the build up to like Thanos coming was like it was like constantly built up, and then you had Endgame that was like a huge like spectacle, but you can't keep building after you reach that point. Like you have to come back down and you have to build to something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like people weren't ready for that like switch of something so big back to normal building status. They were like, but this is an end game. It's like they can't all be end game. That the world could not take that many end games. Because I always feel that way with like movies, and like whenever the like superhero battle like takes out a city, I'm like, okay, well, all those people now just like lost their buildings at best, or you just killed a whole city. Where are we going to go from that? Are you going to rebuild that whole town by the next movie? That's where I'm excited for something a little bit more grounded in Ironheart.
Yeah.
And here's some of the leaks. I just like pulled some of the like shots. So I think the biggest news kind of covered up by the duck there in the corner. Maximum Thor is the next leaked Maximum. You have Maximum Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Did you get Maximum Hulk?
I want to get Maximum Hulk. Yes, okay. I do. Eventually you do. Yeah.
Okay. Are you interested in a Maximum Thor?
Yes, I don't have a Thor. Well, I have one on my display, but that one's my little brother's because he had two. So he just let me borrow it for the meantime. Yeah, but I do want my own, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I had the 80th Thor, and that one's okay. It's probably the best Thor there is, but it's definitely one that they could do better on. So I am very excited to see kind of what we get out of a Maximum Thor. Are there any like accessories that you're like, I really hope it's coming with
for
this?
Thor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I think it would make sense to put it in the like spinning hammer that came with the Ragnarok Thor, because I think that's the only time we've ever gotten that spinning effect. And I think it's pretty necessary. I think lightning obviously makes sense. I'm trying to think of like, because Spider-Man came packed in with a bunch of different stuff, and like I don't think Thor has as many hands that you would pack him in with, like fists, like kind of his like open like throwing hand and gripping hands for the hammer, but that's like 3 sets. So we got to pack this box in with more stuff. So I think if they wanted to, Billy's right ahead of me, I think if they go cloth wired cape, that takes Marvel Legends to a whole nother level, and people are going to start saying Mayfex who. So have you dabbled at all in Mayfex, or are you wanting to dabble, or are you trying to stay away?
No. Okay. So again, I only do Marvel Legends, and I bought my little brother 2 Mayfex, because for him, it's just, I don't know, he feels differently. He was excited. He was excited, and he loves to draw. So I feel like the posability with those really help him when he's like using it as a reference. But for me personally, I feel like no, like I'd rather buy it for him.
Okay.
I know. Right now, I don't feel the need. If they, I've said this before, but if they come out with a Mayfex Silver Surfer, like, you got me. I'm there.
Nice.
So.
What about, was the Mezco Fantastic Four tempting for you?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. Nice. I mean, honestly, I was like, oh, that's cool from afar, but
yeah.
I mean, for you, like if you had to collect more of the premium line, would you go Mayfex or Mezco?
Mayfex.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Jordan likes Mezco better, but I just, the cloth goods on those are I don't know. I don't always love them. Like some look cool, like Ghost Rider. That's a good looking figure. Also, I've had some Mafexes, and I'm just like almost too scared to like move them around. I don't want to like rip the pants, or like the Wolverine was amazing. I loved him, but like I said, like I can't really pose it or play with it or do things. It's like I'm gonna put him in one pose. I'm gonna set him on the shelf forever, and I'm like, to me, that's not really worth the money. Where my Mafexes, I feel like I can move around and manipulate. And I'm like, these aren't gonna, I'm not gonna rip something or break anything. Which figures does your brother have for Mafex?
Spider-Man. The Spider-Man, he has symbiote Spidey, and then I got him the Wolverine. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. I do want I try to stick more to DC because I love DC as like comics and characters. McFarlane's are okay. They're not my favorite. I don't think they're terrible. I've never like opened a McFarlane and been like, oh yes, like Marvel Legends, I'm usually pretty excited for. Mythic Legions, always better than I expect. Mafex is similar. Very good. I mean, I'm paying more, so it's like they're good for the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually go DC for Mafexes, but I would like the Gambit because I think his wired like trench coat is really cool. And since Marvel Legends hasn't done a soft goods, I guess since Toy Biz, that's one that I could go for. Another one that I'm excited for is Warbow, another one to go with my Chris Star figures. Other ones, I think there's a lot of people excited for the Marvel Rivals wave. Do you play Marvel Rivals? Is there any interest in Marvel Rivals to you?
No, I don't play Marvel Rivals. I don't play any games, so like to be fair. But my little brother does. Trust me. I had to go into his room and tell him, dude, you need to please, I'm gonna be recording. But I will watch him play. So I'm like familiar, and like I'll come across videos of like people making jokes about it and stuff, or like I'm aware of what's happening.
You're hip with it.
Yeah. But yeah, for me personally, like I probably wouldn't buy any of the Marvel Rivals ones, but people will.
Okay.
People will.
Okay. Let's see. So Fantastic Four-ish. We got Malice up here next to Thor. Is that a look for Sue Storm that you're interested in at all if they would make, or are you like, not my Sue Storm?
I don't know. I have a conflicted relationship with that, with that art. But I don't think I would buy it because if I would rather just have like her normal costume, right? But I think it's cool because at the end of that arc, that's when she changes to Invisible Woman. So I'm like, wait, that's kind of like an iconic look for that reason. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't, but we'll see.
Okay. Is there like, we could go through each one of them, but like if you were to get your like perfect Invisible Woman Marvel Legend, what's in the box?
Oh, this is okay. This is a good question. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm this creative. I have no idea.
Okay, I think I've been thinking because I love the retro wave, how they have the regular and then they have the invisible, like fully invisible. So I think if they could do something together like that, where she's like turning, so you'd probably have to like make the figure translucent and then paint over the translucent.
Yeah,
I think that would be really cool because I've seen some people kit bash of like, taking a non-invisible arm, putting it on and kind of, but I think having that phasing look of not such like a harsh line of like, this is invisible, this isn't invisible, would be really cool. I think probably wouldn't make that much sense, but I would love like a big like force field bubble in front of her.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe even like, this is probably a little dark and I don't know if Hasbro would do it, but like some sort of like almost like a fishbowl that you could put over somebody's head, like she's like cutting off their oxygen. Maybe that's a little much.
Yeah.
How about, like I said, is there any like Fantastic Four member that you're like, this is the definitive thing that I'm looking for if they would ever make my dream come true for anybody in the Fantastic Four? No. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so cool to have Thing in like his cloak, like if they go him like, or his coat. That would be cool. But haven't you like thought about? That's a good question. I don't really think about these things, but
okay.
They're already giving us Fantastic Four sheets. Like she's pre-ordered. Trust, she's pre-ordered. I wanted that one for a while. Yeah,
I figured. All right, Jordan jumped in and said, "How do you feel about Franken Castle?"
What's Franken Castle?
Oh, nice. Jordan's
Oh, is that?
screaming. That's in the left corner here.
I don't know, but he looks
The
cool.
It's like a Frankenstein Punisher.
Mhm.
That's Jordan's number one most wanted
No
figure.
way. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I probably just offended him. Highest level.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy right now, but he'll get over it. I mean, it's
Wait,
Franken Castle was.
what's
Go
the
ahead.
story behind that? Actually, I've never like heard of that
Jordan's gonna be real upset because I haven't even read Franken Castle either. It's
Drop the
like
issues.
a 5-issue mini series type thing where
Mhm.
he like teams up with like monsters. So like, I think the the lagoon guy. Jordan's so upset right now. It's like all the monsters. So like he wants a wave of like, you get your werewolf by night, you get your
Okay. Mhm.
creature from the Black Lagoon, stuff
Mhm.
like that, and then it builds your Franken Castle. Because I think one of the leaks was a mech
Mhm.
Punisher, or like I don't know what a mech Punisher could be,
Mhm.
but then Jordan was like, "What about a Franken Castle?"
That's
He
He's
says he's
lying.
not
He's
upset.
lying.
Yeah,
It's okay. That seems friendly. The
yeah.
exclamation point.
Here I'll switch to. So this is kind of the full like breakdown of all the things. I think because you're a Fantastic Four fan, does a
Mhm.
Doom 2099 do anything for you?
No, because
No.
again, it'd be just the standard Doom is good, and then
Okay.
the other ones are I wish, but no.
Do you have a Doom in your collection right now?
I do. I have God Emperor Doom, and then I have the Cabal 3-pack one.
Nice.
Yeah. I wanted to because I had God Emperor Doom for like the longest time, and I couldn't because the only Doom I think, or the most recent one, was the one from like the Fantastic Four wave, but like
Hmm.
price is kind of scary. And they came out with the Cabal one, and I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now that one's
And,
going pretty high.
and
Like I think the Cabal 3-pack is like $200 on eBay right now.
I saw, yes. And actually the God Emperor Doom, because like I probably would have just bought if I had access to the with his classic green suit, I would have just bought that one. But I think I think the God Emperor Doom was for someone else, and then like for my older brother or something, and then something happened. I somehow ended up with him. So I got lucky. Now I have two Dooms.
Nice. Yeah, I think Jordan's been asking for Doom bots for as long as he's been asking
Um,
for anything. And I hope they make Doom bots because I think they could do like normal size versions. They could do kind of like the souped up bigger versions.
Also, I just realized I also have the Secret Wars one with the Monica Rambeau
Oh yeah.
2-pack. So
Hmm.
I have that one too. Mhm.
Nice. Multiple Doctor Dooms there. You could have multiple Venoms if you wanted a blue Venom. All right, what else on here? So do you still have Iron Patriot?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Are you trying to build out a Dark Avengers at all?
I wish.
Okay.
I didn't buy the Carol because I already
Okay.
have the one with like her like Miss Marvel suit. So I was like,
Hmm.
no. Or
Okay.
like but yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Allegedly, there's a Dark Hawkeye coming, so
Mhm.
I've been excited about upgrading the Dark Avengers because I really love that story. Like that was one
Mhm.
that I think we read. I don't know if it came out when we were in high school or something like that. I always think that like Jordan and I joke about like, oh yeah, just a few years ago when this story came out, then it was 20 years ago or something. But yeah, I love the Dark Avengers, so
Mhm.
excited to get that. Anything else on here? This is I think maybe what you were talking about with the like more Fantastic Four figures. Like pretty much all the four are coming again in the Avengers 5 movie.
Mhm. Yeah.
So probably just slightly different looks to the characters, but there is going to be a Doctor Doom, which I think makes sense with all the hype about Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom. How do you feel about that? Are you excited for Robert Downey Jr. Doom? Or are you like, just let the man retire?
I mean, who's it gonna I mean, everything aside, it's like it's RDJ. Like, come on, guys.
Right.
Let's be real. Let's be real. We're gonna love it one way or another, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't too surprised when they announced it. I was like, yeah, where's Chris Evans? They're coming back. I don't know. We'll see.
Isn't he like coming too? I thought he was supposed to be kind of like the Hydra version of Captain America, or maybe that
I
was
don't think
just
it's
like a fan thing.
yeah, probably I don't think it's been confirmed, but
Okay.
you never know. Anything I
Gotcha.
mean, Secret Wars, anything can literally happen, you know?
Right. Very true. Ethan says my favorite Marvel Legends YouTubers and my favorite Marvel Legends TikTokers in one stream. Someone pinch me.
No way. I'm honored.
All right, some more ones. You've got Deadpool and Avengers 5 Gambit, but from probably the same look as Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm kind of tempted by that. But again, I try to stay away from MCU figures. So like if I got Gambit, I'd probably feel the need to have Elektra and Blade.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not. Maybe if there was a sale. If there was a sale, I would look again.
I remember being tempted by the Deadpool ones, the Deadpool Wolverine movie ones. I was like, and I didn't end up buying them, but those are ones I was like, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. As a fitness trainer, Dakota would be proud of push-ups with the live stream. Are you doing push-ups, Jordan? Oh, Judge Drudge. Not much, Jordan. I'm doing push-ups. Oh, there you go. Judge Drudge is doing his push-ups. After you get done doing your push-ups, go ahead and like the video too, because there's 40 of you here and only 17 likes. Tell me what's up with that.
How crazy.
All right, some X-Men 97 leaks. Do you have any of the X-Men 97? Do you have much of an X-Men display? I think you do, right?
Yes, it's my top one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I have the Wolverine, because at that point, there wasn't any other Wolverine figure. And I remember it was my little brother who told me. He was like, he wanted it, and I got it for him. And then he was like, you should get it. And I was like, no, it's like the X-Men 97 one. Like, I only do comics. And I was like, I don't know if he looks, because there's some figures that like aren't MCU, like it's like the show ones, and it's like if I stare too long at it, I'm like, I can tell that that's not a comic one, and it like bothers me. It's like but with this one, my little brother convinced me, and I was like, okay. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy, because now you can't really find it. So yes, I do have I just have him. That's it.
Okay.
And I've thought about, because there isn't like a comic Cyclops, well, like actually recently the X Factor one, but like with his classic like suit, I've wanted one, and I now regret not getting the X-Men 97 Cyclops, because that's the closest to like what I want. But apart from that,
VHS one going high? Jordan and I both love that VHS one.
Probably, yeah.
Let's see.
Sometimes I'm scared to look. I'm like, no, don't even search it up, Lindsay. Like, you're not.
Looks like.
How much is it?
I don't think that's. No, I don't trust that one. That one doesn't look like the VHS. $50.
Okay, that's not
50.
crazy.
Yeah, it looks like 50 is about the norm. If you get it without the box, maybe it's down to about 40.
Because sometimes I get conflicted, because I'm like, when I was like, when I first started collecting, like I was more tempted to like go on eBay and like find them, but now I'm like, maybe you should just wait until they release a new one. Maybe you can wait. You can wait. So now I feel like I do less of that, and now I wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is it's a sign of a mature collector to not like fear buy it, because I think Jordan and I very much were that way when we first started, where it was like if there was a sale on like if somebody had in the groups a figure for $5, it didn't matter what that figure was. We were like, $5, that's too cheap. Buy it now. And then we had just too much stuff, but then at the same time, you're kind of like, okay, well now I've got all the things I want to get, and now I'm just waiting for the next thing. Because I think there is something to be said about like having the chase of you're hunting for something, you don't actually have all of those things. Maybe that's kind of a hot take of collecting. People want what they want as soon as they want it, but I kind of like having to have those like little searches, kind of side quests in the collecting journey. But there are more X-Men 97 figures coming. There's another Cyclops. I'm going to assume these are kind of more of the like finale episode looks. So it's going to be kind of that like all blue. Wolverine, probably in the orange. Jean, Rogue, North Star, and Havoc. So I'm kind of excited to see Havoc, because I liked the 2-pack, Havoc and Polaris. But I ended up selling those. I don't know if they were going higher, or I think it's like straps, actually. Like they had those straps that weren't keyed in like they are on the new figures. Non-keyed in straps just annoy the heck out of me. So I sold that, because I was like, they're probably going to make another one. So if this is that look, I would be excited for that. Any of those something you would go for?
No, probably not. I know this is like not like X-Men 97, but I just thought about I want an X-Men, or I want a Rogue so badly. They haven't made her in a bit, I think, right? Yeah. I would love Rogue.
Yeah. I think especially, I mean, I guess they like just put out the like a re-release of the X-Men 97. But yeah, this would probably be the probably similar to the Target exclusive.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. I think that's a cool look. I think I'd probably still lean more towards like the Jim Lee-ish look. But also I don't have a Rogue in my collection. She's not really my favorite of the X-Men. But if they did a Gambit in the like white suit from episode 5, if they did anything from episode 5, I'll take that. That's maybe this is a hot take. You can tell me if I'm crazy, but I think episode 5 of X-Men 97 is the #1 best show animation ever.
I love that show so much.
I cry every time I watch it.
Yeah.
I can't feel you. It gets me.
Stop. No.
So if you give me a white suited Gambit, I'm in. All right. Anything else? A Wolverine pool. That's
Wolverine pool.
Interesting, but I'm not surprised. A US agent. I would think this is going to be more of a modern look because they just did the one in the controller wave. They just did the MCU one, so I don't really understand why they would do.
Your response, okay, ... wow, ... US agent.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, people are funny. Where's Galactus? I'm not seeing Galactus. Did you guys lie to me?
I mean, what do you think? Do you think Hasbro would do another like made to order Galactus? Like, I don't think they're gonna like reissue the Haslab or anything, but they did the Sentinel Haslab, and then they did.
Okay, so I saw your guys' video, right? Because you guys just talked about this in one of your videos. So I originally thought that like, okay, well, reissue of the Haslab. I think that's obviously crazy. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that would ever, like, the whole point is that like, it's, but I thought that like for the movie they were going to release like a made to order type thing, right? Because I'm like, well, for X-Men 97 they gave us the Sentinel, and like, I mean, not everyone's watching X-Men 97, but because it's like pretty like comic accurate, it's like, we'll let it slide, we'll still buy it. And then with the Galactus, it's like the same thing. I was like, I know people don't usually buy like MCU figures aren't as popular, but like if he looks pretty comic accurate, so I feel like people would buy him regardless, but nothing's been said yet.
Are you gonna try to get the popcorn bucket?
Okay, I don't know.
Isn't that like $80?
Yeah. It's like, okay, I could save those $80 and put it towards a Haslab.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always do the.
So cute, dude.
How much is that one?
I don't think they've said. said. So I think if anything, I'd probably lean towards more the Herbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because I think. Did you order the Sentinels at all?
No. I have the Giant Man Haslab, but I haven't opened him. Okay, so my little brother and I both bought one. He actually paid that one himself. And so he has it, he unboxed it, and me, like, I went like literally the last day, like the last like 15 minutes. I was telling my little brother, I don't know if I should do it. Like, is this like, it's gonna happen? Like, well, what if like in the future, like I'm like, no, I should have bought it. My little brother was like, just do it. You're gonna regret it. And I was like, okay. I was like, if anything, like it's a Haslab. Like someone's gonna buy it. Like, if anything, I can sell it to someone. So whenever, what was it, September when it arrived or something? So it arrived, and I was like, okay, not super excited about it. And I saw my little brother unbox, and I was like, it's cool, but I'm like, do I really need it? Like, there's not even space. And Giant Man is not my favorite character, so I was like, I think I'll just leave it in the box.
Yeah.
And it's still there. It's literally in the kitchen, just sitting there. And my mom literally the other day, she was like, so are you gonna like sell this or what? I was like, just wait, just give me a sec, okay?
I might.
Whenever times get rough, I'm like, if I need money, I'll sell them.
Yeah, if they come out with a made to order Galactus, then boom, you sell off Giant Man, and there's the money.
So if anyone wants a Giant Man Haslab, reach out to me. I do.
I mean, I think that works out well because, like, if your brother has one, you can just vicariously enjoy the collect, because it's kind of what Jordan did. Jordan bought it. I was like, oh, Jordan has it. I don't need it.
Yeah.
So, and I ordered 3 of the Sentinels. I'm probably gonna cancel like all of them.
Oh.
I thought, you know, maybe future Dakota will have more money than present Dakota, and future Dakota has less money than present
So
Dakota had. So if I'm lucky, I'll get one. I'm probably going to
good.
cancel all three. But I did get Dragon Man. Did you get Dragon Man?
Oh, okay. I kind of regret that one. I'm currently reading Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four, and he's in that, and I was like, wait, I love him. I love him. I didn't get it. It was like perfect for the Fantastic Four shelf, but no, it's too late now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I don't think, I'm pretty sure I've never read anything with Dragon Man, but I don't really need to know any more than it's a Dragon Man. Sign me up. I'm in. I've always thought the look of the character was really cool.
When does that one arrive? You know,
I think is it August? Anybody in the chat knows? I think it's this year. Yeah, it was like fall. So, I don't know if you've heard me say this.
Oh my gosh, that person follows me on TikTok. I remember that.
Oh, nice.
Hi.
There's August 15th is allegedly the coming of Dragon Man. But back to New Silver Surfer. I don't know if you've heard me say this, but I'm putting money on. Well, I don't have any real money on it, but I would put money on it if I had money to put on it, that we would get a New Silver Surfer on the retro card on the Renew Your Vows body. That's my guess. I think that would be cool to have. If Silver Surfer seems like it'd make sense to have like a toe joint to like, you know, he's surfing.
Oh, literally, I was just redoing my shelf, and that's one of the things I couldn't figure out how to like put him on the board without like, I don't know. It was pointless. It was just hard.
Yeah.
Also, this is random, but like a Shala Ball figure, like just like her like normal form would be so cute, like a comic one. Oh my gosh! And then a Nora and Rad, so you can put them together.
There you go. Make it a 2-pack.
There we go.
I think they could do like some of those cosmic characters. Jordan's always asking for more cosmic characters, and I would love some more Heralds of Galactus, even, you know, some depowered, non-powered cosmic Silver Surfer. I think that'd be all right. I don't know. Judge Dredd's has got second chances on his Dragon Man. Maybe we'll work out a deal there. Get you a Dragon Man. All right. Let's see. Is there, other than Galactus, is there another made to order that you're like, ooh, if they could made to order, like maybe I think, did I put Giganto in here? Maybe not. I thought I had more slides in here, but would you take a made to order Giganto?
Someone mentioned that in my comments the other day. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I don't know, depending how big. Because again, like I gotta be like space. It would depend on the space. Yeah.
Sure. That's understandable. I think I've seen, I don't remember, I don't know if it was you or somebody else. Or no, I think it was Rich from Displaying Model Behaviors. He was saying like they could just do like a half Giganto, so you could like put like the torso down, so it's like he's coming up out of the ground.
Yeah.
Because that's, you know, that's how he appears on that first cover. So I think that would be kind of fun. Wesker's saying more Guardians.
Yes.
That would make some sense. I think people definitely want the, like you said, the Nebula, Gamora. I feel like it would be kind of cool to do like a big, kind of more like monstrous first appearance Groot. Would be kind of fun. They want the 3000 Guardians. Is that like the OG Guardians that they did with the, I don't even know who all's on that team, but
how the Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu. I mean, you know, there's already one, and they did that old, was it a Walmart exclusive Star-Lord too? So they've got some of those classic looks.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about the Inhumans too recently, because they put out the Lockjaw and the Crystal, and I was like, where's the rest? Where's the rest?
Yeah. I think there's a Gorgon and is it Triton? I think those are leaked for maybe this year or next year. Let's see. Blastar. I would like to get a Blastar. Would he have space on your shelf if they put him out?
I don't know.
Because I didn't even know that he was like a Fantastic Four villain until like we made the video, and I was like, because he's on like that like really old Toy Biz, I think, retro cards. That's where I was like, oh, I guess maybe he's a Fantastic Four villain. But yeah, I didn't really know about him. I've seen the like Marvel Legend, the exclusive, but I've never had it.
I'm also thinking like, is there like a Watcher figure? I know that they have like the show one.
There's the Diamond Select one is probably the closest, but there's no Marvel Legend Watcher.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Let's see. Wonder Man and Fire Lord were on the 90s team. Do you have Fire Lord?
No, I have a Wonder Man.
Okay.
I would love to grow a little like West Coast Avengers. You see, because I live on the West Coast, so like the West Coast Avengers, I'm like, I make it a big deal. I'm like, yeah, West Coast Avengers. So I would love more West Coast Avengers. Oh, I know they have like the whole, what was it, like the set of them, but like I feel like those are pretty dated. So I was like, I will wait. I will wait.
Yeah. I feel like those came out and it was like it seemed like there was just so many like Spider-Woman had already done. Iron Man was this exact same pretty much as what they'd already done. Even Tigra. Yeah. Hank Pym was like the only new look for that whole team, I think. So I think that was kind of where people were like, do I really need it? Because I think they did a better job on Tigra at least, because the first one was kind of too orange. This one was a little bit more the right color, I think. But yeah, they could have had a better selection of characters there, I think. Let me see. So we did our Fantastic Four, like what they've done and what they need to do. Is there any that, like, whether it was on our list or not, are there Fantastic Four figures that you're like, give me Mole Man or?
Hold on, I'm trying to think. Off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
Fantastic Four. Oh, I would love a, like, I know, well, there's already a Valeria and there's a Franklin one, but like, I would love another one.
Kid versions. I think a lot of people have been wanting, because I think Toy Biz box set is the only time you could get the like little Franklin Richards. So I think that would be fun.
I was thinking a Herbie. Give me a Herbie. Also, what was I going to mention? I forgot. Oh, I mentioned in the other video, I mentioned Agatha. I would be so like, the babysitter. Give us the babysitter. I don't know. I think a figure of her would be so like funny. I don't know, or cute. I don't know.
And you'd want the old lady Agatha, not the new modern young. Yeah, I don't know if I've even read much at all with Agatha in it until like I read like it's a Marvel Unlimited Infinity comic of I can't remember what it is, but it's like Scarlet Witch and Agatha are going to like magic high school together or something. It's very like CW style stuff, but I thought it was very fun.
I love her because I love Scarlet Witch, and so Agatha plays a big part in like her whole all of her stuff, but like also her first appearance was in the Fantastic Four, and she's the baby or was the babysitter. So I think
nice. Yeah, going back to, I don't remember which page it's on here, but we do have a new Scarlet Witch leaked, the like Avengers Crossing, which like to me I was like, is this like a mobile Animal Crossing style game, or I didn't know what it was, but it's like a very 90s look for Scarlet Witch. Any interest in because to me I would much rather have like a more modern Scarlet Witch with kind of the more like, it's almost like star sparkly type of look.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Okay. I have two of her actually, because I have her from like the 3-pack, the
Family Matters.
And then I have her from just the retro card, and I have one on the X-Men shelf and then one on the Avengers shelf. But it would be cool to have like a different version of her.
Yeah, I think because I know Jordan actually used Vision and Scarlet Witch as the wedding toppers at his, like on his wedding cake.
Stop!
Well, I've mentioned it several times on the show, and I'm always like, maybe are you gonna send me those pictures? I've never seen the pictures. He never sends the pictures. But it happened. I swear, I was there. I saw it with my eyes.
That's so cool.
But yeah, that I know he wants a new Scarlet Witch because the other ones could use the updates.
Yeah.
And also, like, it'd be cool to get some better magic effects, because the magic effects they have are okay, but we've had them so many times. I don't want the like swirly fire effect or the like circle sparkly things. Give me like a big like encapsulating her arm, like casting a spell or something.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Also Polaris, sorry, I'm just going all over the place, but Polaris, I want a new one of her. I have like the super old the legs on that, the arms are like this big. Oh my god. But I would love one of those. Yeah.
What look for Polaris would you want him to put out?
Just her classic like green.
Okay. See, I would go for an update of the like, is it X Factor, X Force, whatever that one is, where she's got like kind of like the X-Men 97 look.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I like. It looks good. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I would, because I've again never read any comics of those. Well, actually, that's a lie. I think I did have, like, my uncle gave me like a hand-me-down, but like I think the cover was like ripped off of it or something even. But anyway, that's what they looked like in there. I would like her and Havoc, because I love the strong guy. I think I don't know what it is about strong guy, but I've just always loved his like giant upper body proportions, and so give me some more characters to go with them. But at the same time, I'm like, I just kind of like those figures. I don't even need like a Wolfsbane, and like it doesn't have to be a complete team. Just pick and choose the ones I like.
Yeah.
The Watcher agrees. A new Polaris would be great. Definitely get some updated like double joints for sure. The Warlock wave was 2016, so yeah, that's almost 10 years old now.
I think that I don't even know what wave it. I think that's the one I have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have that Warlock Build-A-Figure? No, that's it's like a deep cut of a character, but I think it's Jordan's #1 favorite Build-A-Figure of all time.
No,
so
I've never completed a Build-A-Figure. I'm not that committed, guys. I'm not that committed. But also, they haven't done one recently, I think, in a while.
Never a Build-A-Figure. I'm stunned. I'm stunned.
Oh my gosh.
That is, I don't even know. That's to me, that's like so fun to like get the pieces and you put it together and you're like, this is my honking figure. Like, I mean, if you were going to put together like a Cosmo the dog, I'd be like, okay, that was probably pretty lackluster to build that. But
to be fair, I'm just like, I don't have that much money, guys. Like, I cannot be buying every single one from them.
Yeah, I get that too. That makes sense. So like sometimes I gotta like just find the like pieces loose, or you can always buy the figure, sell the figure, keep the Build-A-Figure piece. That's probably what I'm gonna do with the Nemesis, because I've got 3 of the figures that I wanted, and then I was like, I don't really want Fabian Cortez or Cyclops or Husk, so I'll probably just get those because they're on sale on New Meta right now. Go check out GoNewMeta.com right now, partner of the show. But they're on sale right there, so I was like, I'll probably grab them and then sell off the figures, and then I at least have my complete Nemesis Build-A-Figure. So that is surprising. I don't know if I've ever met a collector that's never built a Build-A-Figure, but you know,
fake. I'm a fake.
When you do finally complete a Build-A-Figure, if it ever happens, I want to know the experience. What sensations when you pop that final leg in? It's just like a oh. Okay. And I think it is I think Build-A-Figures have evolved over the years of like, when I was building Build-A-Figures as a kid, it was like the Toy Biz. I was putting together a Sentinel and I was like, this thing's as big as me.
Oh yeah.
I was a little bigger than the Sentinel, but still, like, those Toy Biz Build-A-Figures are pretty incredible. That's the Giant Man I have. I've been kind of saying like, I like the way that the Toy Biz Giant Man Build-A-Figure scales more so than the Haslab, because I feel like the Haslabs are just like so imposing that it like doesn't quite fit in like a shelf display.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, what if just like a normal size Galactus, or like a little bit bigger, because he varies in size depending on where he is, right? So like, even if it wasn't like a huge figure, just, you know, anything, just give me a Galactus. Also, I'm realizing that it says Cloak and Dagger. I would love a Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Because there's like Marvel Rivals figures leaked in here, and then there's Magic the Gathering figures. So I think that the Magic the Gatherings are also supposed to be Marvel Rivals, and the Cloak and Dagger is not listed as a Marvel Rival figure, but they're also part of the game. So I was like, is this all a part of it, or is this comic version? It could be either, because I think they could do updates, because those are also like, those are probably older than that Polaris.
Wait, Marvel Rivals Jeff?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Jeff and Venom. That's like my brother-in-law plays Marvel Rivals, and he always plays as Jeff. So maybe I could even talk him into getting some Marvel Legends now. Because I think that is like, I think somebody commented earlier on our video of kind of like recapping the leaks of how they were like, oh, Marvel Legends or Marvel Rivals is a terrible idea or whatever. And I was like, I think this is like a good way to bring in other fandoms, because if they really like playing Marvel Rivals and they want the figures, maybe now they're going to buy a few other figures to go along with it. So now they've, started that collection. So I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. Do you think Marvel Rivals Jeff is going to be Lockjaw sized or smaller? Because I think that does make sense to make him Lockjaw size.
That would be so cute.
Because the only other one we've gotten is with I don't remember what her name is, Shala or something, the like Deadpool's wife from the Strong Guy Build-A-Figure wave, and it's just like a little tiny, like no articulation Jeff the Land Shark. Still cute.
Oh, really?
But, The Watcher also agrees. Similar tastes. Also wants the cloak and dagger. Galactus's first appearance, he was 12 feet tall. Speaking of Galactus and Marvel Rivals, I would be kind of interested in a Galacta. So I don't know if probably not Fantastic Four.
People like that character, don't they?
Yeah,
I heard my little brother talk about her. I was like,
when I first got the Marvel Unlimited app, I think that was the first comic I read was her like 4-issue miniseries, because I was like, I didn't even know this Galactus had a daughter, so I was like, I'm going to read about it, and I don't know, it was kind of like a fun. It doesn't really like tie into anything Marvel grand scheme or anything, but I thought it was just kind of a fun read. Luna Snow also. I think Luna Snow's coming in the 2-pack with Spider-Man. I don't really know much about Luna Snow, and I don't play Marvel Rivals, so it's not one that I'm going to be necessarily clamoring for. But Tyler poses a good question. When are we going to meet Galactus's mom?
Oh my god.
She's actually okay. I thought you were joking at first, but is she actually like? Is this a comic? Like, what issue do I need to read to meet Galactus's mom? Because that sounds pretty funny. Because yeah, I think Jordan just wrote another blog post for Go New Meta, and that was like he was like posing questions of kind of like a diversity and collecting or comics figures. You can go read the whole blog post over at gonewmeta.com. But then the second question was like, what does Galactus do for indigestion? And it's kind of like a funny, like, I like that. That was kind of one of the things is like when I met Jordan in 4th grade, I was testing him on all the heroes and stuff. And I was like, do you know who Galactus is? He's like, that's a deep cut. Nobody knows who Galactus is. And Jordan knew. So I was like, we're friends.
So
but yeah, is there like, do you have other people like in your friend group or that you know that collect figures or even read comics?
Yeah, my little brother.
Okay.
Next to me. Yeah, it's just my little brother. Like it's yeah. Don't have friends that like enjoy the same things as me. Or yeah, and it's my little brother. I can bond with him over. Yeah, we talk about it all the time. We go watch the movies together. We bond with like the figures and stuff. So definitely my little brother.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Because I really only ever had Jordan. And then like when we moved, it was like other friends would maybe like try to read comics or something, or like I got my wife to read a few comics, but Jordan's been the only one that's ever like hardcore like in it. So
yeah, me too. Like in school, just it was always just me. Like they knew me as like the Marvel person. But I never found friends that like also like enjoyed the same thing as me.
How I feel like we're kind of switching from figures now back to a little bit more psychology, but like was like when you were like going through like either middle school or high school, like when you were into like you were the Marvel girl, was it like, because I feel like Jordan and I are kind of young enough where it wasn't like we were like, it's not like nobody was like beating us up in school because we liked comic books or anything, but like was it like the weird kid over there with their comics, or was it kind of like was the MCU big enough that it was like, oh, I bet she knows what's coming on Civil War or something like that?
So it's interesting because at least that I know of, I don't know, like behind my back, I don't know, but like nothing, I never like, no one was ever like mean to me about it or anything. And again, like they knew me as like, oh, it's the Marvel girl, like because I had a Marvel backpack, like, oh, the girl with the Marvel backpack, or some people call me like Miss Marvel or something. It's kind of like weird, but like that's what they knew me as. But yeah, no one was ever like mean or anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I think, especially for like, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that I was lucky because obviously I know people that have gotten like bullied and stuff for it.
That always surprises me when like collectors, especially older collectors that probably actually went through like more of the like outcast feeling of enjoying superheroes and stuff, or like even within collecting, I feel like it can be almost like a gate kept, like, oh, like you're a newbie, you don't know what you're doing. We're collecting toys, like calm down. And like I would think that people would want to like be bringing more in and like being much more welcoming, because it's like you've probably been maybe on the outside of, I don't know, like the outside of society, but like being on the outside looking in, like not a lot of other people. Like I had Jordan luckily, but then when I moved, it was like mostly me, mostly you, like you'd want to find that community and like encourage it, but it doesn't always seem the case for like even with movies or comics or figures. So
Also, it's interesting because even online, like you'd be like I would have assumed that like people would be mean, but like no one's ever like mean usually in like my comments or anything. Like people are super welcoming.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I think I was talking to you about like even on our like when Jordan and I did drag, and like there were some comments that were like, but it was like only a handful, like very few, and like we had so many more like positive people reaching out than which I was surprised. I thought people were going to be like super upset and angry, but lots of love, so that was cool. All right, back here. Some things to look out for on Strong Collectors. Like I said, we did the episode talking Fantastic Four, what figures we already have, so talking about like Fantastic Four and their villains, and then also talking about what updates we need. Also, earlier today, posted the recap of the leaks. Kind of chatted about that here, but if you want to hear all of those and all of our speculations, that's up on the channel. And also earlier today's been a busy day for Strong Collector content. You could have watched it all day long. This episode here we did with Rich from the Dan Who show. We talked Marvel Snapped because the 3-pack that's coming out with the Savage Land is branded as Gamerverse because of Marvel Snap. Kind of interesting, but we talked more about like what other figures in Marvel Snapped or what other characters deserve figures, maybe a little bit more so than Rogue, Shauna, and Sauron. Are you interested in the 3-pack for San Diego Comic-Con?
No, I'm like, I already mentioned this, but like, if you were gonna give me a Rogue, like, please give me her in her classic suit. So yeah, no, I'm not that.
Yeah, no, I same. I've got Sauron, and Sauron is like actually like one of my favorite characters. But like since he's one of my favorites, I should say characters. It's not like I've ever actually read I think I actually have read comics with Sauron in it, but I mostly just liked him from the cartoons, and I was like, giant pterodactyl man, like sign me up. Kind of like Dragon Man. I don't need to know anything. It's a Dragon Man. It's another dragon dinosaur man. So I'm in. But that was like one of the first figures that I got when we got back into collecting, and it was kind of like Jordan and I's green light of like, oh, we're going into this, because I was looking him up and he was going for like $85-ish on eBay, and I was like, that's kind of a lot. But then we were together at like a toy shop and he was there for, I don't know, like $80. I was like, oh, that's under eBay, and I bought him. And then that was kind of, Jordan was like, oh man, we're like spending money on this hobby now. So I'll never get rid of that figure. It's near and dear to my heart, so I like that one. Do you have any, like you said that Iron Man 80th was your first one? Is that like a figure you're like, I will die with this figure, I'll never get rid of it? Or do you have other figures like that?
Oh, probably, I don't even know. But yeah, that Iron Man, there's been a lot of like Iron Mans that have come out, and none of them like, no, that's not my 80th anniversary one. I'll stick to him. Yeah. I love him so much. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, because I think Jordan and I'll probably do an episode of that, because like I said, Sauron is one of those, like, just as like a gateway back into collecting. I think my first ever Marvel Legend was Mr. Fantastic Toy Biz, which I still have. So it's like, I got to keep that. Like, obviously it's not the best Mr. Fantastic anymore, but nostalgia, got to keep your first. So yeah, I think I'd be interested to hear kind of what other people's, maybe I'll make a community post of like, what's your never gonna sell, like even if they made a better one, because Hasbro's gonna keep making better figures, new updates, all that kind of stuff. But some of them you're just like, this is my figure forever. It doesn't matter. Like maybe it'll get stored and put in a keepsakes box, but it's got to stay. Thank you everybody for joining. We're gonna call it a night there. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. In the description is Lynn's link to her YouTube. You can also find her on Instagram and TikTok. And until next time, stay strong.